vunko vuntu fofo bakwa papamo.
Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand.
Mpa wherefore where?
The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war.
Loto lu bayo.
He guessed someone with your dark perspective and key would prioritize resolving the tribe war before facing the World Eaters.
Miami loto lu bayo.
Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over.
Loto lu bayo.
Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey, and it'll be tough.
Hilfov ugvuhu obra bul.
You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater.
Gabobe farhi evunkutu buvum.
The New World Order can only be achieved by someone with a dark perspective, even if that means letting the final World Eater attack the tree too.
Loma utulu ba yowo.
Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end.
Ko buboye boy.
Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet.
Mokbu far kobi. Yatu yao mawa.
He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's had urgent news from his friend Wiz in the northwest.
Honto kontue bon yevun koja.
He knows you're good-hearted enough to give Wiz the support he needs.
Le yayato.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Wiz and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next.
Setuatan pop kila. Yatu yao mawa.
Out of Date says that Wiz is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Vunbubu tubuko.
He explains that Wiz is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done.
Iboda kilmok valu alu hero.
Out of Date suggests that you should head northwest as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Balu vutulua.
He's happy to help.
Ba lu yualu.
Is thankful the Western World Eater didn't crush you.
Ba lu yualu.
Has plenty to do, so no worries.
Ya you mawa.
Hopes to see you again soon. Air is so vibrant. Burn, burn. The Surge Surf factory. Keep your eye out for Wiz while you're here. You'd better get a move on if you want to change things. Look at the notices on that board. No one paid much attention to them, it looks like. Wiz should be around here somewhere, probably taking care of his guppos. A Surge Surf factory was one of the cleaner ways to make power, until the surf turned into goo and clogged it all up, that is. The thicker the surf became with goo, the more the machinery clogged up and stopped working. Like most things from the bygone. There are sure to be more tracks around here, maybe by the shore. Impressed you found that, despite all the goo. This place has held power for a long time. In many ways it still does. That would require cleaning up all the goo. Glad you found that track. There's a lot to learn about this world, both here and beyond. You might want to fall back. Oh, that helps work the kinks out. Now that's a flesh wound. Blasting him. rid of the aches and pains. Scorchy George! You can see the horizon now. Hot metal. Tap hard. Crack-a-doodle. You're in pain. Hurts less now. Oh. Key accessed. One gun. Bullets everywhere. Batter. Perfect for crushing something. It's like a whole different world down here. Let's see. Toxanol's mining led to mass deforestation and increased global warming, as nature couldn't absorb the carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions without the trees. These irreversible changes to the climate also contributed to the evolution and modified our genetic code. Wuz isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Wiz. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod? Wiz remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But Wiz understands it was a long time ago, and memories get murkier the deeper you go, but says it helps to have friends with you to plumb those depths. It was a tragedy, but also sad that you chose to leave. It's a miracle you made it on the outside on your own. That land is harsh, they say. Wiz says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Lupa Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can always lay your own course. He feels you've deserved revenge because of how you were wronged. You've suffered enough to make him pay. Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decisions that brought you here, or are you just a pawn of fate? Glad to hear that. He only wishes he was that sure about himself. Sad that the world is close to death. Wonders if he might be able to hold out a bit longer in an octopod. Wonders why you felt like kicking the world so hard when it was already down. Fascinated you wound up working with the Jagni. He thinks of them not as makers, but takers. Just wishes they'd collect their own things instead of taking them from others. But that's not nearly as important as this. Wiz says that you should let the past dwell in the depths, but there's something else down there too, gnawing at the Tree of Life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's tinker-tonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-go-in. He can't leave the surge station, so you must help him find a tug twister. There's a wound-up mecha fingro in the mecha stadium that still has one stuck on its back. Find it, and you'll find the tug twister. It's definitely made to lend a helping hand and do the heavy lifting. Toxanol records mention it as an automaton made for moving bionucleus matter into storage areas. That fixer-upper seems like it might be better as a torn down. Chop it up. Got it. You're lit up. Squeeze up and then down. Get the rhythm right. You snapped that off, feeling pumped up. Nice find. Even more facts in that big brain. Even out here in the burbs, there are still places like back home that bear eye-watering better. It's becoming terminal. So much damage. Easy to lose your way if you can't see landmarks. At least you got something for your trouble. You have all the bits you need. Feel that? That's death in your fist. Move the arm to make the needle fit the groove. Give it another try.
Hurry up, Bitbot, for G-Fort for the lit.
This plastivinyl'll clue in a chit-chat code. Lucky I'm still old enough to decipher it. It's about an undercovered place, just a trip-trek not far from here. Hey, there's some rubber scrap over there, just right for the taking. Can't find better than this. It's Bionucleus 10D. The contamination from these affected the DNA of everything that lived and breathed back in the old days. Don't want to point a finger, but the Mecha Stadium is near here. Ah, see that e-waste? Always handy. Hey, nice shot. That's some good e-waste there. There's no time to look back. Nothing simple. It's locked. Bolted shut. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Don't lose your way in the blackness. You need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick. You need something slick. He agrees that it's an option if you want to break stuff, but in this case you want to keep things intact, so it won't leak once you get undersurf. He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out. He knows his old friend Choo-Choo always keeps his grease sprinklers well filled. He should have an extra that you can borrow. He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the grease sprinkler. The Merc Puff is crunching bark by the minute. Wiz heard he's currently stranded at the end of the line, so it should be easier to track him down now compared to when he's running rails. He's convinced the tracks are like the paths our lives take, and you must deal with the outcome, even if you didn't lay them yourself. This time, though, he was sidetracked and needs a new wing nut to get back on track. Wing nuts are easy to find, as they're fitted on any in-front chugga-chugga out there. The challenge is taking them off, so he's happy you're here to do it for him. Says you're just like he used to be, a one-track mind, but going the right way. You're here for a reason. It's up to you to figure out what that is. The Wingnut Chug Tunnel. It goes on forever. Well placed. Shot through. Seems dirty down here in the dirt. Looks valuable. Scorcher. That's going to leave a mark. What a relief. Ooh, a biohazard like that can make you real sick. Don't see that in the shops. Sunburnt. Head on. Right where it cuts. Finally, a bit of glow. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Choo-Choo says he knew you'd come through. If someone makes a stop at your station, it's for a good reason, but he understands no one gets their tracks greased for free. He'd be happy to part with his spare grease sprinkler, as he believes it's a great fit for any of your business that needs to be unstuck. He keeps it safe in a box on the handcart, in case of emergency. Yes, for something catastrophic, like something squeaky in need of greasing, or an ointment to ease the pain in these dark times in general. Choo-Choo says you should help yourself to the grease sprinkler. It's a versatile tool from the bygone, a last of its kind, so he's convinced you'll put it to good use, as there are lots of stuckies out there that need greasing to open. Says there's no better person to use it. Glad the rails led you right here. Choo-Choo says he can't wait to get out of this place. Glad to see you brightening the world along with the day. Says they are looking forward to seeing more of you. Has plenty to do, so no worries. You shouldn't worry about smashing up the box. Choo-Choo has no use for it now. Choo-Choo says he feels strongly about helping his next, just like you did for him. He's convinced there was a bigger reason you met. Sometimes the wrong train will take you to the right place. He believes you've got what it takes to make a difference. He's witnessed it himself. Figures everyone chooses their own path. The longer you ride the rails, though, the easier it is to travel with friends. Choo-Choo's thrilled you found the Ark. Just imagine how much faster than a chug that thing must be. And no rails needed. Bets it could fly circles around any chug yard. Makes him dizzy to think about it. With the world ending and all the chugs going with it, it's fun to think about what kinds of yards the Ark could take you to instead. Says he's happy to see the Ark in your hands. Knows you'll go great some good. Wonders who you might call aboard the Ark with you.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
A conscious choice to be alone means you won't miss anyone.
The thing we're really missing here is someone with compassion. You just seem to have passion. Yourself.
The world would be a better place if we were left alone to handle it. Then we'd only have to talk to ourselves, and that's how you get the good answers.
Well, anyone in their right mind would agree you're better off on your own. Let's hope the Ark carries you all the way there.
Hopes you figure out someone better to ride the Ark with you, if that's possible. Choo-Choo says he's ready to pack up and leave. Seemed fair. Every bit of your gear is soaked.